And welcome back to another exciting episode of Beer Bros. It is March Madness time, and the beers have been fighting all this year, and it's time down to the final bracket. Today we have on the East bracket and the West bracket. Do a graphic. Graphic East, graphic West. And let's get ready for some drinking. How was that, Keith? Was that good? And welcome back to another exciting episode of Beer Bros. I'm going to go back to my announcer voice because we have some of the Chris's beers of the day from all of last year, and we've got it March Madness style, bracketed up. Right here, what we got going, we got the Samuel Smith Organic Chocolate Stout and Rogue Brewery Hazelnut Brown Nectar. That's a mouthful. We're going to put up against each other and see what comes up as as March Madness Beer of the Year. Sure. Hey, that rhymes. I'm going to use that Beer of the Year. I'm going to erase that, put Beer of the Year. Keith put a graphic that says Beer of the Year. Let's get drinking. How about that? So, up first, Rogue Brewery Hazelnut Brown Nectar. And visit this link here for when we reviewed it last time.
When Chris adds it in 4 months.
Yes. All right. So, in the number one glass, Rogue Brewery Hazelnut Brown Nectar for you, sir. You know what? My palate has changed so much. I think I will enjoy this tenfold as much as I did the first time.
This was from one of our first few episodes, was it not?
Yeah, we were in San Antonio when I forgot the Alamo. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I had a few that day, but I'm pretty sure.
Don't make it to the Alamo, then you aren't at the hotel. Yeah, I remember that.
Ooh, smells really good. Smells nutty, hazelnutty. Yes, I know. Anyway, clink, drink. That's okay. The very end of the note there, I got the definite hazelnut aroma in the back of my throat. Great texture and mouthfeel. Is kind of a little tiny bit of ting, but a little more smooth as well at the same time, if that makes sense. Very good overall. Great color, caramel color. Very delicious beer. I can see why I picked it way back when. So are you ready to go on to the second one? We'll pit it against each other and talk about it?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. This is Samuel Smith's Organic Chocolate Stout. We had this one recently. Link here.
In 4 months.
Yes. I'll do them all on that day. So in July or August, you can check on it and make sure I did my work. There we go. This one reminded me of a milk chocolate drink like when you have as a kid. Oh goodness. Now see, a year ago I would have hated this, but today I am gonna love it. It's kind of like an adult milk chocolate or a chocolate milk.
Yeah, it smells chocolatey.
Oh, it so does. Oh my gosh, Samuel Smith, like we've discussed before, it has become one of my favorite brewers in the entire world. They just do a really good job, and everything is just enhanced.
Why you gotta hate America?
I don't hate America. I do love Left Hand Brewing Company, which little birdie tells me it might be in our bracket later on. So let's clinky, drinky. Oh man, that is delicious. That is one of my more favorite beers. I've bought this a couple times since we had it on the show, and I've introduced friends to it. Like I literally went to a party and I was like, "This is what I'm bringing." He had a keg full of Big Brand, and I was like, "I'm going to drink this. I'm going to be that snobby beer snob there at the party." Okay, so between the two, what do you think about them? First one, the hazelnut brown nectar. You can definitely taste the nut there, and the hazelnut in it. And you got the organic chocolate stout. Darker beers, but they're not necessarily the same flavor. Not at all, actually. I got the milk chocolate versus the hazelnut. I kind of know what I'm leaning towards, but I want your help, though.
It's not Keith's beer of the year.
It's not, but I want you to get your input on it.
I kind of like the hazelnut a little bit better.
Do you? Good thing it's not Keith's beer of the year because I actually, I am right on my prediction earlier that I do enjoy the hazelnut tenfold more than I did before. We have one last test. It's just that end aroma that you go down the throat. It's fine, but it's just that weird. I get that with all the nut ales that I try. It leaves a little bit of an extra aroma and a little bit of bitterness, a little bit at the end that I'm not enjoying, but. The organic chocolate stout is just smooth all the way down for me. Mouthfeel great, stout fantastic. Not too harsh. Chocolate is fantastic, and I am putting the organic chocolate stout ahead of the nut brown ale.
Okay.
You're gonna agree with me or agree with my opinion?
I just add the I guess we have to make a new one.
And welcome back. And now on to the Northwest bracket. Got the lighter side of the beers. We have Delirium Nocturnum and Oscar Blues Mama's Little Yellow Pills. What do you think? You ready to get drinking?
Well, certainly, and I don't know what to say.
Well, you got like a very, investigatory, commentator ready about to dig that deep into the deep. Okay, let's go. Let's drink. All right, so first up we have Oscar Blues Mama's Little Yellow Pills, which is a Pilsner from the Oscar Blues Brewery in Colorado, USA. I almost said Colorado, Texas. Is there a Colorado, Texas?
Probably.
There's Colorado River. That looks pretty good. You have that too, right? Mama's Little Yellow Pills. That was a while ago, wasn't it? Goodness, that was quite a while ago when we did a Pilsner episode, which I don't know where that is, but I'll find it here sometime. Let's look at the transparency here. Pretty transparent. Just a tiny bit of haziness. Very, very faint. Very effervescent. I think I'm ready. Maybe that was just... No, a tiny bit. Oh, no. I think it was just the cold glass what was fogging up on me. Anyway, clinky. Ooh. Very... Has a decent note to it. Very, very smooth. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Wow. I was expecting with all the effervescence that it'd be, tingy and bubbly on my tongue, but it's very smooth all the way down. Wow. I was actually, kind of biased in the beginning. I was going to go Nocturnum already, but goodness, I haven't had that in a while. I guess my palate's changed enough that I really enjoyed that. So that was great beer. Let's move on to the next one and then compare the two here in just a second. So here we have Delirium Nocturnum from the Hugh Family Brewery in Belgium.
Hugh
Family Brewery. I remember I had a good time saying that when we had this beer. That was one of the first episodes that I brought my own beer to the episode. Woo. That's all foam.
Yeah, that's yours.
Oh, smooth. Smooth. I should have let that air out a little bit. Yeah, I was like, do I give it to him to... Jeez, I'm pouring down the side of the glass, and that is just a thick head. It's all the way from Belgium, I guess, so, I had some shakiness on the travel over. So let's give it a smell. Interesting smell. It's like, it's weird, whenever I smell beer, like, I'll take the first smell, and, like, it seems like the second smell, second sniff, I don't get anything. Do you get the same thing?
No.
Man. It's just maybe, like, the initial breath in. Anyway, that's details for later on. So, clinky, drinky.
A little harsher.
Yes, very. Once you get to the actual beer, it is a very complex taste.
Fruity.
Yeah, I would agree. It has a very complex, very bubbly, very attacking taste. Not a bad beer. Like I said, this is one of Chris's beers of the day. One of the ones I showed you, Keith, and I like it. I think it's really delicious, but I am shocked because in my mind I was thinking Pilsner. I wasn't going to enjoy it as much because I like my dark ales, but I really enjoyed that Pilsner, that Mama's Little Yellow Pills.
Okay.
Oh, that's kind of... Oh. Thanks.
Gross.
Yeah. And so, I think you probably know where I'm leaning, but what would be your pick of those two? The complex taste of the Belgian ale, or would you go with the Mama's Little Yellow Pilsner?
I think I'd go with the Nocturnal.
Opposite again, man. So, all right, let me taste one more time. It's just so smooth and so drinkable, and I could have, a 6-pack of this in a weekend. I'll say in a weekend. We're gonna have an antithesis style bracket going back and forth. Somebody keep a list. I am gonna choose Mama's Little Yellow Pilsner. That's gonna move on, and that's gonna go on to semifinals. I'm sorry, Chris's beer of the bracket in the Northwest. So, for those of you playing the home game, we've got from the Northeast bracket that's on the left side, we have Samuel Smith's Organic Chocolate Stout. And from the Northwest bracket, Oscar Blues Mama's Little Yellow Pill. So, that ends the first episode of March Madness for Beer Bros. And join us next time when we review the other brackets. Do you have anything else to add?
No.
I'm excited. Aren't you excited?
Sure.
And Beer Bros out. Motherfucking goddamn. It laid right on the damn knuckle. Oh, perfect.
Well, at least we got a natural.
Yeah.